partially deceased syndrome sufferer, and what I did in my untreated state is not my fault. But the guilt is crippling.
Hello everyone and welcome to another video by Centipede Geek. Today I'm going to discuss my thoughts and opinions upon episode 2 of the BBC America television series by the name of In the Flesh. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get to it, shall we? So pretty much what we have going on in episode 2 of In the Flesh is we have our main character, Kieran Walker, and in this episode he is pretty much trying to come to terms with himself being a zombie. He is still not fully accepted the fact of himself being a zombie. He keeps looking at old photographs of himself, and pretty much he is, trying to remember what happened in his previous life, as in several particular scenes in this episode. Some great stuff, by the way. He keeps having flashbacks of who he used to be when he first came up out of his grave and that whole thing, and we actually learn a major key element about the story in this particular episode. So just so you guys know, major spoilers coming up. But pretty much what the main gist of this episode is we have Kieran Walker, or Rin, whatever you want to call him. Kieran has found another rotter, and he starts to become friends with her, and her name is Amy. And she is the kind of rotter that doesn't care about what anybody else thinks. She actually doesn't put any makeup or contacts on at all. At first you see her with her contacts and makeup on, but as the episode progresses in its full length, she decides that she's going to go all natural, as she calls it, and not wear any makeup, any contacts, because she doesn't care what anyone thinks, because she is tired of being segregated in the way that they are. This episode also has a key element where we find out that one of our HV volunteers' father's sons is actually still alive. It was actually one of Kieran's friends, and we find out that he is actually suffering from the zombie syndrome that our main character Kieran is. And in this episode, Rick and Kieran start to become friends again, and this episode's kind of about the relationship and them trying to make amends because of what happened, because Rick did not know that Kieran committed suicide, because the whole reason that Kieran killed himself was because he thought Rick was dead, and it was the only reason he was even going to college. He had like a degree, some kind of art scholarship, I believe. So he was, flying the high life, as Rick said it, but the whole reason he even did it all was for Rick, and then when Rick died, and made everything kind of pointless, so he ended up, killing himself by cutting his wrist. And then we found out that Amy actually died of leukemia, so you find out some major things in episode 2 of the BBC America television series by the name of In the Flesh. We also have our priest character is still, the leader of the HVF, and he is still trying to take out rotters, putting people on patrol and that sort of thing. But pretty much this episode is, about Rick's family as they try to come to terms with who he is, and it's pretty much about the rotters. There's a great scene where they're all in a bar and they make all the zombies go to a different section, kind of like, segregation of, black and whites, that whole thing. It's kind of what it kind of reminded me of. Which was a great element, by the way, and they didn't understand why they had to go. And then there's a great scene at the end, major spoilers coming up, when Rick has to decide to kill 2 zombies, and he ends up not doing it, and they end up just turning the zombies in to the rehabilitation center, because in fact they'll end up getting more money than they normally would if they would have just turned the zombies in dead. And it was a great, compassionate, and a great, sympathetic element that the episode had. That's pretty much the main gist on the plot of episode 2 of the BBC America television series by the name of In the Flesh. Overall, my thoughts and opinions on episode 2 of In the Flesh: this was a great episode. It really expanded on the story as a whole. It added a lot more drama. I really like Amy's character. She's this really rebellious character, the one that Rin, starts to become friends with. I really like her character. She is really rebellious. She doesn't care a flip or a lick about what anybody thinks, and she wants to live for herself. So she added a really nice element to the story. I also really like the compassion that Kieran Walker's character has. He has so much compassion, and his character is developed in such a great way where you can feel sympathy for even the zombies. There's a great scene with this father zombie and then this sort of daughter zombie where they're looks like they're eating some sort of person, and it looks like they're almost like a family, and it adds like this great, almost sympathetic moment towards the zombies, trying to decide, as a viewer, trying to decide, what's going to happen, whether or not they should kill the two and get less money, or actually, save them, put them in a rehabilitation center, and actually get more money than for, for what they're actually worth. And that was a great, I guess you could say, a compassionate element that the story had. The story is not just your, generic zombie thing about people getting, zombies getting killed. It has a lot of nice drama and a lot of nice character development that equals up to be a great series. I really like the priest character in this. He's just this guy that doesn't care about he just wants to kill rotters, whether they're, being treated or not. And it just has a lot of nice elements to it that I really enjoyed. It has a little bit of, I guess you could say, some social commentary to it. What should we do with these, rotters in society? Should we shun them, or should we accept them because they can't control, their inner instincts? It's just kind of like an animalistic instinct that they have to kill people. So it adds some, a little hint of social commentary that I thought was really clever and smart in a way. That's pretty much my thoughts and opinions upon episode 2 of the BBC America television series by the name of In the Flesh. The last episode comes on tonight on BBC America, the channel, 9 o'clock Central, and then 10 o'clock for everyone else, I believe. Like I said, it has already been confirmed for a second season or series or whatever you want to call it. So make sure to be tuning in next year when the second season of In the Flesh comes on. Once again, thanks for watching another video by Centipede Geek for my BBC America television series review of the series called In the Flesh for episode 2. Once again, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the page below, and I'll see you guys later with more videos by Centipede Geek.